Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck, head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. So while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. So in case if you can't hear the bell sound, just focus to the silence and let your body to settle down. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, let's get into to little bit understand how this meditation can help us to develop our conventional life, and at the same time how it can bring us a spiritual development. So when it comes to most our day-to-day life, most of time we divide our spiritual life, our conventional life. But always you have to remember there is no separation. So your conventional development, your ordinary life itself uplift to spiritual life. Just as example, if you are not capable to handle your conventional life as ordinary people, there is no way that you can gain any spiritual success. What the point that you gain a spiritual success? So in a certain way, the way you maintain your physical, mental lifestyle itself, your spirituality. So then there is no separation. So in the very first level, then you have to bring the attention to yourself and take fully responsibility to take care of you. So that is where the journey starts. You have to trust yourself. Of course, our life happened because of many reasons. But it doesn't matter that whatever happened yesterday, at the moment you are responsible and you are capable to take a very conscious decision according to your environment and take necessary actions for today. So it is your responsibility. You cannot depend on, oh, yesterday it happened to me like this, like that, or maybe tomorrow it's going to happen to me like this or like that. Thinking like that way, you cannot neglect the very moment of your conscious decision. So then always remember, it doesn't matter how you came here, why you came here, and where you are heading, it doesn't matter. At this very moment, if you are capable to take a conscious decision, you have to take it to the best according to your ability. You cannot neglect it. You cannot do half. So if you can focus to that, and if you can build up that foundation, that is where your conventional life even going to become successful. So that success itself going to uplift you to your spiritual development. So then the very first key point here, remember, building up the trust yourself. Because most of time, what happens, we are slowly losing the confidence regarding ourselves. As human beings, we came a very long journey. And in that journey, if you look at our human history, people are the one who struggled with this everything and came through this all the difficulties. They are the one who create this everything to make our life more better. But today what happened, because sometimes because of the most of the consumer product, and at the same time because of this pharmaceutical industry, genetic engineering, and this artificial engineering, artificial intelligence, and machines and technology, this gadgetics, this everything make us very lazy people. As example, genetic engineering. So now they are developing many other outside medicine. Once you intake, you are capable to perform kind of like a superhuman being, in a kind of like a supernatural way. You go to the very extreme level beyond the human capacity. So then what happens to your confidence? You lose your confidence, and you always going to trust. You always going to go behind something. It affect for your confidence. Because then without that, you cannot do it yourself. Just as example, just imagine. So you take certain kind of energy drinks, or you can take any kind of some kind of supplements. So that supplements increase your strength. And maybe you run 100 meters, and when you take that supplements, you can run more faster. And then the very next day, without that supplement, if you try to run yourself, you feel kind of like a doubt, fear, anxiety, depression. Why? Because you cannot achieve to the level that yesterday that you did. So like that today, slowly what is happening, it is not for a one person. This entire human civilization slowly shifting from the self-confidence. No one is responsible for that. You cannot blame to anybody, but it is your own responsibility. Because this world governed by the greed, hatred, and the delusion most of time. People's desires, when the desire becomes so high, what happens? They go behind many things. So then it is your responsibility to take care of yourself as a natural human being, as a very organic human being. Remember, in the future, it's going to become very expensive, because most of time, by the time we become like zombies, everywhere people go, they are not natural. They are depending from substance, the supplements. They are depending from medicine. If you look very carefully, most of them, it is very hard now to find a person without taking any kind of tablets. Maybe if you have a disease, sickness, any health issue, if you take that kind of tablet, it is okay. But very healthy people also, very natural people also take lot of supplements. That's why that? From where it comes? If you are natural, If you are capable to do things, why you look for some extra? So this cravingness, desire to gain more and more and more, drive us crazy. So that's why, but when it comes to life itself, the very key foundation is the faith. In a spiritual practice also the same, the spiritual practice, the very best foundation is the faith. So then you have to have the faith related to you, trust, conviction, confident. When it comes to that, you have to be like a honeybee. That's the yourself. When you start to look for the path, when you start to look for your own development, you have to be like a honeybee. See, the honeybee go to flower to flower, flower to flower to get the right nectar. And it is so busy. It is not resting. It is not lazy. It's fly far away. So, in certain level, you cannot be lazy in your life. So, of course, we know the war killing people, accident killing people, and many other drugs killing people. But more than anything else, this procrastination, this laziness killing people silently. It is the silence killer. It's kill you, even you don't know you are dying. That is the beauty of the strength of the laziness. You are dying, but you don't know. So, from the beginning, remember, until you find the right nectar, don't be lazy. Keep going. Work hard and start to look yourself the right path, and you will find it. So, once you find it, you have to practice just by praying, wishing, dreaming, hoping. You know, anything not going to bring us. We all every day have dreams. We all every day hopes things. We every day pray. But as matured people, you know, in your life, sometimes if you don't practice yourself, what you know equal to you don't know. So that's why. And then the next level, once you find your path, once you find the right teachings for you, start to practice. So according to the Buddha's teaching, remember when it comes to meditation, it is not how much you know about meditation. It doesn't make any sense. How much you practice, how much you become matured with your practice, itself take you deeper into understanding. So then don't afraid to put it to practice. So when it comes to practice, you have to be like a wounded deer. You know why? Because the wounded deer is always stay away from others until it recovers. It doesn't move that much. It's become very, very calm, relaxed. It allows this whole body to settle down. So when it comes to practice, always remember, you cannot practice with the busy people. You cannot practice with friends. You cannot practice with others going here and there. It's not like climbing mountain or going hike or go to beach or going for a vacation. This is you go inside yourself. This is introspection. You go deeper into yourself. So then you have to be more silence. And you have to have undisturbed environment. And you have to develop undisturbed mind. That is where your awareness becomes sharp and clear to understand what is happening inside you. Because on the surface level, that what you think that who you are is not who you are. There is somebody else deeper inside. On the surface level, that what we see as people, through this skin color, that what we recognize is not the person, real person, that there's a different person under this skin. So recognizing yourself, who you are, is important, because you every day see yourself through the mirror, but real you, maybe you didn't recognize it. So that's why introspection take you deeper into understand. So the practice mean itself, you start to become clear with yourself. Practice, how you know your practice become it's work? When you start to change your own character, when you start to change your own behavior, when you start to change, when you start to take very conscious decision yourself to change you, that is where your practice work. Remember that it is not about understanding something outside world. It is not something kind of like you start to experience high mental powers or kind of like a miracles. No, you start to change yourself. You start to brush up yourself. You start to clean yourself. So that's why, remember the example, be like a wounded deer. Don't make that much movement here and there. And then at the same time, then when you walk in this path, you have to trust the path. So that is where you start to practice. And at the same time, you have to trust the teachings. So it's a teaching. When you trust the teaching, there is an example like a baby elephant always stay around the mother. It never by mistake, sometimes it go away, but it never leave the mother. The baby elephant always, if you watch this elephant, they always stay with the mother. So then remember, once you recognize your practice, your technique, always stay around it. Be master. You have to practice and master it. Today you do something, and then tomorrow you go to another place, and then day after tomorrow you go to another technique. So that way you cannot find the result. So that's why stay close to the technique you practice. So that's very necessary. And then by the time once you master the technique, what happens? Once you master the technique, you become like a bird. So you can fly yourself to any direction. There are no limits, no place to hold you. You become free yourself. No boundaries. But without having the faith yourself, without trust yourself, without finding the right technique for you, without mastering that technique or having the faith towards the path yourself, and without practicing yourself, you cannot become like a bird. That's the mistake most of time we does, because we all look for freedom. We want to be independent. We want to find the happiness. We like to be successful. We want to be rich. But still, we have no idea when we come to the highest level how to handle that situation. So that's why without the trust and the confidence and the practice yourself, without the right technique yourself, developing, without mastering yourself the right technique, without anchoring yourself to the teachings, when you become independent, it's going to become a disaster. So don't wish for that. Don't look for that. You become stronger than demons. You can create the living hell for you, for others. So that's why practicing is very necessary, because it reduces this demon power inside us. Look at the world, look at anywhere around the world. One day enough for you. Just look today. Look today. Even you don't need to look into other countries. Look in this America. How many places people shooting, and they driving to people and kill each other, stabbing. Look around. Who do this? People do this. And how they do this? Because they take conscious decision, their mind, not because something else. So then, what will happen to us tomorrow? When you wake up tomorrow, how you know your mind going to be calm, relaxed, peaceful? You're going to have a compassion, loving kindness, generosity. You wake up with the wisdom. How you know that? How about in case when you wake up tomorrow, you wake up with the anger, hatred, jealousy, ignorance? Can you guarantee yourself? So that's why don't look for freedom. Don't look for happiness, because it is a result. Let it come. Like when you climb the mountain, you're going to see the landscape. You don't need to ask for that. You don't need to pray for it. So like that, the freedom, the happiness, satisfaction, this all arise once you start to do the very basic necessary things in the moment. So in the moment, bring the trust to yourself. Don't compare your past or don't worry about your future. In the present moment, focus yourself and start from today. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that what you ate yesterday, maybe you don't remember that. It's okay. But you are capable you are capable to take a conscious decision to think about what to eat today. That is very matter. Not what you ate yesterday. Can you then give your 100% effort to make it more clear regarding this conscious decision and take the best according to your abilities and get the right choice to think what I can eat today? That is very matter. So always focus to that. That is where you strengthen the trust, confident. So it become your foundation to climb higher. So otherwise, it doesn't matter high-rise building. This we see, if the foundation is not strong, remember what will happen, you know? It cannot be there. So that's why when the people doesn't have this spiritual foundation, it doesn't matter where they climb and who they become. They're going to collapse. So look at the millionaires and look at most of the successful people, look at the very rich people and how their life happens and where they end their life. So I was watching regarding this Epson, the case, the multi-millionaire, and see how his life ended. And we don't know what happened, but still, before he died, he transferred million dollars to here and there. And he used to buy many mansions, even islands, and everywhere. But look at how his life ended. Even people don't, no one knows what happened to him. And so that's why when you don't have this spiritual back, spiritual ground, remember your life going to become very dangerous. So it can be dangerous for you, and it can be dangerous to your family, your loved ones, your husband, wife, children, friends and family members, brothers, sisters, and even it can be very dangerous for entire humanity. So then you are responsible. You are responsible to get the best out of you. Why? Because you are the very masterpiece of this universe. There is no replacement like you. You are so capable to do a lot of good things. So that's why I trust on you. Don't go behind anybody. Trust yourself. Be like a honeybee. They don't go with others. They go, each and every honeybee go themselves separately, finding the nectar, finding the nectar. So be like that. And then when you practice, learn to be alone. Don't always look for gathering. So gathering always sometimes take you to bothering and suffering. So that's why be like a wounded deer. Be silent. Let settle down. Practice it. You think, oh, I can do it. 5 minutes. Oh, easy. I can sit for 5 minutes. Start to do it. Then you will see the irritation come from your body and your mind go crazy, roll like a roller coaster going here and there. And you have to do this, you have to do that. Oh, I want to do this. So kind of like that. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you look yourself. Can you let everything to settle down as it is? Practice. Look yourself. And always stay with as I mentioned, like the baby elephant, stay with the mother, anchoring to the practice, teaching, whatever that you follow. It's okay, whatever that the spiritual practice you do, stay with it. Don't go behind something else. Maybe beautiful things there, but everybody have different ways. So give a try yourself and see what works for you. Trust yourself. And then finally you come to a point. You start to feel deeper inside. You have no fear. You have no grudge. You have no self-centered desire. So that is where you become like a bird. You can fly to any direction. So that is where you enjoy the freedom. So that enjoyment is come from deeper practice and understanding and with the wisdom. So otherwise, when you try to enjoy something, you always destroy something. But this is not like that. So that's why it is a different part, and it is not for everybody. It is for only someone who willing to practice. So that's why in a conventional level, of course, independence, freedom, we celebrate in many ways. Those are kind of like a big words, right? But when it comes to ourselves, we all know we are in a prison. We all know that. And sometimes we can't understand how to get out of it. In the conventional level, of course, we enjoy the freedom. But deeper, how you can become free from you. That is where the real freedom that you can gain. So then think about it and start to practice little by little, little by little, and trust yourself. That is the most important thing. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left hand neck, head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and mentally recite, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, just recognize it. Don't interfere with it. Don't try to maintain it. Just knowingly observe inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. Do nothing extra.